In the part of globalization, that's what gutted that in those 6 years. How do you bring that back? Is this just wishful thinking, or is it a possibility? Because the Wall Street guys, Scott Bessent goes up there, they're hammering us every day about these tariffs. They're saying all they're going to do is raise costs for the working class. How do you actually make this work to bring those jobs back? What do you have to do to bring those 5,000 factories back and the 200,000 high-paying manufacturing jobs, sir?
Steve, very good question. And basically, and here's, I'm going to talk a little bit about Elon Musk and Apple and so forth. That's not where it's at. Maybe you'll get 100,000, 200,000 jobs back. The jobs that were lost, they have to come back to small to medium-sized businesses. $5 million, $10 million, $20 million businesses, employing from 50 to 100 people. Okay, it's not just the Teslas of the world. It's not the giant factories. It's not Apple. It's going to be the small businesses which create 80% of new jobs in the United States. And you yourself had heard, these businesses want sustained tariffs against China. If we have 50% sustained tariffs, then these people, I'll go around the country. You know, I'm in the electronics business, electronic manufacturing, printed circuit board factories, contract manufacturing factories, a lot of electronics, telecom factories. So these people need to have an assurance that there is going to be sustained tariffs. It's not like one day tariff, the next day President Trump has a nice dinner with Xi and the tariffs go away. Or like last time, Stephen Mnuchin, he was for no tariffs. So if there are no sustained tariffs, that it will not happen. But if there are sustained tariffs, then these small businesses, and this is like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these businesses, will invest $1 million to $2 million in new plant and equipment to be able to compete with China. So the mantra here, the basic fact here is we need to have sustained tariffs. So reciprocal tariffs they're talking about, it's very confusing. You know, I'm in touch with our community, not just the Republican Hindu Coalition businessmen, but small businesses in general. The reciprocal taxes confuses the heck out of us as to what really is going to happen. So, for example, we don't ship anything, printed circuit boards or contract manufacturing to United States. To China. We don't. So who is going to determine what the SIC code is, what the tariff is going to be? So what needs to happen is President has to come up with a number. He said that during his campaign that, he said that the RSC function, sustained tariffs, put in 50% sustained tariffs so businesses could be assured that this is what's going to happen. And the last time I was talking about, there is $400 billion of manufactured goods which we import from China today. 60% of that, 240 billion of that, that is 60% of that, can come to United States if there is a 50% sustained tariff.
Hold on, hang on. $400 billion of finished manufacturing goods we import from China every year. And you're saying that $260 billion of that could be manufactured here if we had a program of sustained tariffs for the country, but specifically against the CCP, that if people providers of capital and businessmen thought that there was a pathway over many years to do this, that they would then invest the money to bring that manufacturing back? Absolutely. Sustained tariffs, and you heard it yourself from the time when you were there in Carroll Stream from these businesses. If there's sustained tariffs, they'll go out and invest. We will go out and invest in machinery and plant and so forth. And we at one time had 16 factories. Out of that,
12 were lost to China in those 6-year period, and we did not go to China. We chose just not to go to China, and we kept our intellectual property, which China cannot steal. It's not that big of a deal for them to steal. I mean, they can, but they're not coming after us for that. So, however, we could redo our ourselves. That's AVG can put in 12 to 14 factories that will employ close to 10,000 people if we knew that there is going to be sustained tariffs.